I'm going to give you 3 habits that I believe personally will drive momentum in your life. Now, I'm still young, so you can take this with a grain of salt. My advice technically has no credentials, so I'm not going to claim any credentials, but I will say that every time I incorporate these habits in my life, I notice a shift in my productivity, and my motivation, and my discipline, and the work that I put in. So listen up. The first habit you need is to wake up early. Everyone else is waking up at 8 a.m., 10 a.m., 9 a.m. Point being, you wake up earlier than everyone else, you are already one step ahead of all these people. Wake up, get work done. Be productive. Doesn't matter what the work is. Could be physical, could be mental. An example, I'm out here right now. It's 5, nearly 6 in the morning, working. I'm working out, skipping, pull-ups, whatever. So long as you're doing something productive in the morning, you beat everyone else. You could wake up, journal. You could wake up, work out. Wake up, pop open your laptop, start working on your business. So long as you're waking up and being productive, doesn't matter what you're doing, so long as it's productive, you fix your morning, you fix the rest of your day, you fix your day, you fix enough weeks, your months, then your years, then eventually you fix your life. Start waking up early. The second habit, you need to fix your diet. I cannot stress this enough. You need to make a diet that caters to your needs, both your physical and your mental needs. An example, you're skinny, you want to gain muscle, you go in a calorie surplus, you cut yourself a couple cheat days, you make sure you're getting enough protein, you make sure you're eating enough calories, enough carbs, enough fruits, your nutrients as well. You gain weight, you gain muscle. If you're trying to lose weight, complete opposite. The diet needs to fit the lifestyle that you want to live. If you want to live the life of a successful person, successful businessman, successful athlete, you cannot be eating junk food every day. You can't be eating out every day. At the same time, the diet needs to also cater to your mental needs, Yes, you're eating your protein. Are you eating your fruits, your vegetables? These nutrients that keep your brain productive and active and thinking clearly. And I know nowadays, it's especially easy to opt for the more unhealthy option because it's cheaper. Oh, why would I buy half a kg meat when I could buy half a kg meat for, let's say, $25 or $20 when I could order out pizza or order out anything else for that matter, and it'd be cheaper. Oh, isn't that beneficial to my finance? No, it is not. Because okay, yes, you are saving money, but at the cost of what? At the cost of your health. I'm telling you, you can have 1,000 problems, and that will be a privilege to have those problems. As soon as you have a health problem, you only have one problem. Now all of a sudden, your priorities change, issues change. You have to worry about your health, how you can move, how you think, And your diet is not only what you eat, your diet is what you consume on a day-to-day basis. This ranges from the media you consume. What shows are you watching? What music are you listening to? What movies, what YouTube videos are being recommended to you? How long do you think you have gone without consuming media and letting it subconsciously change your thoughts? You don't know, because everyone does it. I'm a victim of it as well. You wake up, scroll. On the toilet, scroll. No matter where you're walking, music. These things affect us, affect our mood, affect, our thoughts. And I'll give you a challenge for 1 week. 1 week, go without any media consumption, meaning social media, meaning music. Watch YouTube. Make it useful, and just see how your thoughts change. See how your thoughts, they become more clear, or maybe even what your thoughts are. Maybe you don't know what your thoughts are. That's how much media you're consuming, you know? You fix your diet, you fix the lifestyle, you cater it to the lifestyle that you want, and you will become that person that you want to be. Look, habit number 3 is to journal. A lot of you guys are not going to want to hear this because I know how it sounds. Journaling, oh, it doesn't sound that masculine. Oh, it's useless. What's the point of doing it? What benefits do you get? It is the exact same concept as studying for a subject in school, you know? You're listening in class, you take notes on it. Why? To gain a better understanding of it. The exact same applies when you're journaling. When you journal, you write down your day-to-day thoughts. You know, you write down any ideas you may have. You write down what has happened in the day. And what does this allow you to do? It allows you every time you want to look back on your day, you look back in your journal. You see how you were thinking in the time. In what situation were you thinking these thoughts? You know, what were the events that were happening? Did you want them to happen? Were you in a place where you were doing something you wanted to do? Were you being disciplined? This allows you to reflect and to really think, okay, is there any flaws in my day, or is there any flaws in the way that I was thinking at the time? Journaling is also extremely good for controlling your emotions. Man or woman, doesn't matter. Failing to control your emotions at this point is simply immature. You know, you lash out one day because someone really pissed you off and you really want to say this back. And you know, you just have to get this point across. You have to. In that moment, that's what you're thinking. As soon as you say it, friendship gone. Breakup. You need to control your emotions. Journaling is perfect for this. I can't stress that enough. You get super pissed one day, write it down. Super sad, write it down. Happy even, you're joyful, write it down. Mark these days as if you are studying yourself. How can you ever know? How can you ever know where you are at if you're not logging anything, you know? It doesn't have to be simply, you know, for mental health. Journaling is not only for mental health, it's super good for mental health for the exact reasons I told you, to log your thoughts and, you know, your emotions and stuff. But it's also extremely good for planning. Failing to plan is planning to fail. Simply, if you have a sailor, you give him a boat, a map, and a place to go on that map, I guarantee you he will know exactly where to go and exactly how to get there. Take that same sailor, give him just the boat and just the map. The ship is gonna sink, he's not gonna know where to go at all. Same thing applies when you don't have a goal. When you don't have goals. Again, journaling. Plan out what your next day is going to be. Plan out what your next week is going to be. What you want your life to look like in the future. Write down these goals, you know. Make sure you are doing stuff for the sake of achieving that goal. A lot of people nowadays, you know, they go to school, they study, you know, they get a job. Who knows what the job will be in whatever field they studied in. They just go through the motions in life. And then they complain, oh, I'm not where I want to be at. Or they complain saying, oh, like, I don't want to work in this job, or I don't want to study this. You're not controlling your life. You're simply a passenger in that same boat, letting something else control you. Not someone specifically control you. You're letting the flow of the universe control you. You don't have any goal, so what are you doing? You simply go through the motions that life has offered you, rather than taking your life and actually doing something you want with it. Again, ties back to journaling. That one small book and that one pen you can do so much with. So much with at your own disposal. You don't have to do it every day, but it's a habit you can build to do it when you need to do it when you feel like you want to write down a goal, you feel like you have a good plan, you know? So long as you are logging these things, so long as you're logging your life, you journal, you can reflect on it, you can improve, and you plan. Again, failing to plan is planning to fail. Start journaling, start taking control of your life. I guarantee, if you start using that journal and start setting goals, Your actions will lead to the result you want. Your actions will lead to the results that you want. And you will take control of your life and become the person that you want to be. Take these habits with a grain of salt. I myself, I'm still young. There's so much I have to learn. So much more time I have to mature. So if you don't want to listen, don't listen. But like I said in the beginning of the video, every time I incorporate these habits in my life, I see improvements. I see my momentum build. I start becoming more productive. Start becoming more the person I want to be. And that sentence is very superficial, but it's true. And what is the ultimate goal of all these habits? It's to clear your mind. When you wake up super early, you're alone, and you do all the productive things that you not only want to do, but you also need to do. Why? Because you want to become this type of person. You want to achieve this. Same thing goes with the diet. You're prioritizing your health, you're clearing your thoughts, your body is healthy, you're more functional, you're more able to do things. And at the same time, it's not just food, it's also the media you consume. Take that into consideration, and just like I said, the challenge I give you, go 1 week without it. 1 week without media consumption, and just see how your thoughts change. Lastly, the journaling. Again, there's so many advantages to journaling. I'm not gonna re-say everything that I just said. Point being, incorporate these habits. At least try to. It'll be hard to be consistent. That's something I should have said, consistency. But that's not really a habit, that's a trait that everyone should have. And me, myself, I also need to have. I'm not that consistent, yes, I'm preaching these things, I'm saying these things, but I'm not perfect either. So, look, implement these habits in your life. And I guarantee you will see a shift and a change in the life and the lifestyle that you are living.